Alright guys, so a little bit of weird order we're going in on this one. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name's Andrew and this is Life in Legendary Mode. Right now we're doing a lot of gun stuff and I'm just kind of actively pursuing my goals in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but I do that more on my own time at the moment. Nothing related to videos, I'm not competing or anything. Today we are taking a up close and personal look at my Ruger MKIV. This is not really a Ruger anymore. I left my dot on, which is very annoying. There we go. So I'm probably going to need new batteries before too long. But we are clear, there's no magazine in. I'm going to talk a little bit about this guy and kind of give you a little bit of a range overview, but it's very different than any other pistol that I have in my collection. I have taken it to do a lot of like quick shooting and competition stuff like that, and it is running very well. Out of the box it had some hiccups, and so I made decisions to fix those pretty fast. I do have the original irons on here still. Will admit that these are super accurate sights. Before I put the rail in the red dot, I was running them pretty hard and I never had any trouble with hitting what I wanted to with it. Then I put the rail in the red dot just to make things a little faster, and I super enjoy that. But then that's about where all the Ruger parts kind of end. Well, I left the bolt alone. But this gun, I have redone the internals. Everything inside is Volquartsen except for the bolt. So a new firing pin, new extractor, new trigger, sear, all the springs, with good reason. So again, we're clear, but just to kind of get into the reasons behind it, you have your trigger pull, and mine moves about that far for take up, and then it'll break. And then reset wise, that's about all it takes. So you get maybe a millimeter of over travel, if that. It's very, very minute. So getting into the gun a little bit, we'll go over like trigger weight and stuff. I do know the average happens to be right at 2 pounds 2 ounces. But again, we'll talk about all that later with the trigger scale like we did on the others. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of take a second to intro this gun, talk about it a bit, and I'll get you guys some range footage. The day that I had to take it to the range was pretty bad weather, so I kind of had to rush through it and only put 50 rounds down the range. But we did just a little bit of like 20-yard shooting basically, and so the footage I'm going to put in here is from that. You'll get some good angles of it and things like that, just different views. But yeah, I'll get that together for you, and then we'll come back here and break down, trigger weight and averages on that, and I'll talk about the process of build and about how this gun came to be. That said, I'll see you guys at the range. Alright guys, today we're out on the range with the Mark IV. I'm gonna shoot, we got bad weather, so I'm gonna shoot a bit quick. We'll talk about all the technical stuff with it. The poll that I posted, this was the winner, so shout out to Ginger Medic for being your first vote on this. So we have 10 rounds loaded. It is the Ruger Mark IV, but nothing about us Ruger anymore. I have completely had it replaced with Volquartsen internals, so just the frame, because the frame is pretty, we stayed with that. So we got the Vortex red dot. Let's see if I can get it to power up here. And we'll go to work. Around and see if we can hit some steel. Oh. Alright, it's the first mag. Obviously wasn't too great. Been running back and forth here, but the gun will shoot if only I can shoot. We're on to the second mag. Alright guys, back from the range here. This is the Mark IV, as you've seen it perform outside. It is clear, there's nothing there, no magazine in the gun. We're going to break down trigger weight real fast and just kind of get some averages on that, and I'll give you guys a kind of a wrap up with my thoughts. So I've got my Wheeler trigger scale here. I'll send the gun barrel out that way just a bit and try to keep this in frame, but it's a little tough. So let's go ahead and start putting weight on. Alright, so that broke right at 2 pounds. So you'll see that there. I'll go ahead and reset. And reset the trigger. And I'll give it another good straight pull. Again, we are right at 2 pounds. So super crisp. Volquartsen trigger is as slick as glass. I absolutely love it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and reset it one more time just for the 3 run average that we've been doing. And there we are. We're still looking at right at 2 pounds. That actually went a little short of 2 pounds according to the scale. So yeah, about a 2 pound trigger with about 1 millimeter of over travel. Absolutely love this firearm. It will shoot. It shoots better than I do most days. So if you ever get a chance to get your hands on one, definitely go for it. My chief complaint with the Ruger platform, just to start off, its extractor was not great. So I had a couple of failures to extract, and then the firing pin, probably had, before I had the time to swap the internals, I probably had 50 or 60 failures to fire. I've switched the internals and I've had 3 since then, and that's out of roughly 4,000 rounds. So this gun has seen some work. The only other issue that it ever has is after you shoot 300-400 rounds through it, the magazine release is a little gummy, and so magazines will hang up in there and they don't want to come out. So you have to break it down, take that out, clean everything really well, and put it back together. But all in all, this is my Ruger Mark IV. I'm excited. Hopefully this weekend I'm gonna get to go split some playing cards with it, and then also with the rifle over there. So yeah, we'll get out there and get that going for you guys, and hopefully pretty soon here I'm preparing to call out 22 Plinkster on a trick shot. We'll see if I can pull it off. Nobody's ever done it before, so if I can do it, I'll be the first. More to come on that. I'm gonna probably try to keep that a little bit under wraps until I pull off the shot, and then we'll put it up. Hopefully I can do it with the 22. If not, I'll do it at 500 yards with the Creedmoor, and we'll make it a lot of fun that way. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for now. If you haven't seen the other video, I've got the TCR video posted from Wednesday. Today's Friday that I'm recording, so I will get a link to that here on this ending page and get you guys all set up to go just check that out. All the ones from this week are kind of short and sweet, just bad weather on the range, so I didn't get time to dive in depth. So we'll do a little more from there. Y'all have a great night.